Alright, so here we are. We got another tutorial for you guys, and this is one that we did, I believe it was in Houston at the Soul Barber Academy. What I'm explaining here is how I come off of the shape of his head. I'm using the number 3 guard or the 10mm, and pretty much I'm just contouring the shape of his head, just using the parietal ridge to guide me all the way through. And naturally that'll allow me to cut the hair so that it sits nice on the shape of his head. Because I think as barbers we don't think about that, especially American barbers. We don't think about head shape. We don't think about customizing a haircut. It's all cookie cutter these days. So here I'm starting my initial guideline, and you guys can see the initial guideline is just following the shape of his head. For me, it's not a drop fade, none of that. For me, it's just contouring his head the way it should. Right off the bat, one of the things that I noticed is he has a lot of loose skin in the back of his head, so I already know that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Now I'm using my magic clips. This is an older video. I haven't touched anything since I got the Cola Seniors, but I'm using my magic clips in this particular video, and we're using the blade all the way open. We're going up about a half to an inch, to an inch. Now we close it up some right beneath where we left off, close it up some more right beneath where we just left off, and then close it all the way, and the line should disappear like so. Literally takes like 3 seconds. Alright, and I forgot to bald him out, so I'm using the shavers, which these I don't touch anymore either, because I got my Bronze Series 9. Alright, so now, and I'm just showing one side of the head. Now I'm using the 1 guard open. And again, we're going up a half inch to an inch. Now it's all the way closed, and we'll follow right beneath where we just left off. We'll close it up, and we're just kind of like debulking it, and you can see it's almost blended already. We almost don't need the half guard. Like if I was to use the corners of my blade open, this would already be blended. Now we're using our number 2 guard, and we're just clearing the bulk into the side of his head, using the 1.5 guard right beneath that, just to clean it up some. And it's almost blended already, as you can see. Literally takes like less than 2 minutes for each side. And nowadays when I cut hair, I'll go all the way to the back of the head, so it's just 2 sides that I'm doing, and a fade will take me 4 or 5 minutes. This particular haircut, stick around guys, because I'm really gonna break down the scissor cut part. And we're just repeating the same steps on this side. The system doesn't change regardless of what texture of hair it is. I don't care what system it is. If you're cutting against the grain, the system does not change regardless of the texture of hair. Now the back is we're gonna keep it low, and we're gonna keep it dark. We don't want to expose so much of the loose skin that he has, but we still want it to look blended, right? You guys can just follow along with the steps. I don't want to be talking the whole entire time. And if you're in the online academy, guys, you will see a more detailed, slowed down version with angles and everything. We'll use the Wacom board and we'll draw out some steps, some guides, and some angles, and some diagrams, and all that good stuff. Trying to treat the online academy like a real barber school. Alright, so now we're going to start wetting the hair. We're going to start cutting the top. And honestly, I don't know why I did it this way. Generally, I will start with the top first and then use the clippers, but we did it a little bit different. So I do like the way the length on the calic area. So that's what we're going to use as our guideline. So I grabbed that hair about a finger's width, a vertical part, and I'm just using that all the way through. It's a traveling guideline. I'm okay with it following the shape of his head because his hair is curly, and to be honest with you, we don't need a bunch of length in the front. We do want it to look a little softer, and what happens when you cut the hair to the shape of the head, it's almost layered, right? It almost gives a layered look as opposed to a bunch. Like if we cut it squared, there'll be a bunch of length on the front area. So you can see I slightly angle it down and I slightly cut it to the shape of his head. Okay, now that's going to be my guideline throughout the entire cut, and we'll start grabbing from the front, taking horizontal parts and just cutting everything to the guideline. Notice I'm not cutting at an angle. I'm not trying to connect it to the sides. That's not what I'm trying to do. I am cutting it to the shape of his head just a bit, but I'm not doing a triangle, a severe triangular cut like a slope, where I'm trying to connect it to the sides. Not what I'm trying to do, because this hair sits on the sides. On the top, anyways. And the cool thing with the hands-on classes is people can ask me what I'm doing while I'm doing. If you notice, I'm answering a bunch of questions as I'm cutting hair. And in a lot of videos, you're gonna notice people, other hands coming in, and we'll break down different techniques and things of that nature. So now I'm taking vertical parts, and you can see I'm not necessarily cutting into the ridge. It's more of a squared cut. I'm more going. Trying to keep my cut at a right angle, if that makes sense. And that's just giving it a more graduated, faded look, and that'll give the illusion that it's completely connected, but it's not, because we don't want to take length off from the top. We like the length that's on the top, so if we over direct the hair to the sides from the top, we're just going to take that length out, and we don't want to. You can see I was cross-checking it real quick, and it looks, well, I haven't cross-checked it yet. I cross-check it a little bit later, but we're pretty much doing the same exact thing on the other side. You guys can see I have my guideline, and I just cut the hair that's above the guideline. I really didn't need to cut anything there, but I guess maybe I'm just focused on talking a little too much. Alright, it's looking really nice and even at this point. Everything's cut really nice. So horizontally it's pretty squared, but vertically it's not. Okay. It's just like, so what I'm doing now is I'm putting in the Tomb 45 Indestructible, which is our matte clay. You can see it here. And the way we're gonna do this is, while it's wet, a little damp, we're applying the product, we're creating the shape that we want, like I'm doing here, and we'll let it air dry. And by the end of the haircut, it'll dry, and you'll see how nice, how nice the texture comes out, especially since his hair is like wavy and curly. You'll see the texture in it, and it'll have a nice bouncy natural look, as opposed to when you put hair gel and it looks really crunchy and hard and fake, right? So this is a great way to explain to your clients how to get this look and sell them one of our hairstyling pucks, indestructible. All right, and now I'm just going back and I'm detailing. So guys, I bought a brand new mic. This is the Blue Yeti mic, which is a huge upgrade. So if you guys like the sound, if you think it's improved, let me know, because that's important. I've noticed one of the biggest complaints we've ever gotten in our videos is sound quality, so I hope this has improved a lot. Now I'm just lining him up, and we're doing the C cups. We're doing the C cups, and we're keeping it pretty dark, as you can see. And we created this look literally because of the initial guideline, the way that we shaped it. So it keeps it nice and dark, and especially from like this angle, it looks dope in my opinion. Like the blend is looking super blurry. Looks really good. Okay, so his hairline is really crooked, and naturally we didn't get to record the other side, not because I wasn't trying to show you guys, but we were recording during a class and Fonz couldn't catch the right angle, unfortunately. So he just missed that portion. But I'll try to freeze it for the online academy and break down how I would have attacked it. But obviously it's gonna be a little crooked no matter what, because it's so naturally slanted. We don't want to push it back a half an inch just to create a straight line. And I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, you can make it cosmetic, but not too cosmetic. So that's exactly what we did. All right, and that's the finished look, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something as always. Shout out to all my subscribers. Please smash the like button. It helps the channel out so much, and I'll see you in the comment sections below. Y'all take care, man.
Hey, people, hey, just real quick, man, I just want to give some feedback on the Look and Learn course and the hands-on course I did with Chris Baggio here in Dallas. Phenomenal, man. I expected nothing less, and I got a lot out of it. My face went from here to here in 12 hours. You want to get out what you put in. And Chris is a great teacher. Maybe the best teacher I've ever seen in the barber game, man. The guy is real. His work is real. So thanks to them, thanks to Dre. Thanks to Fonz, man. I got to talk to Fonz a lot, man. Everybody cool, man. They all just like Chris, down to earth people, humble. And what more can you ask, man? So, if you got the time and the money, man, I recommend this course. Chris hooked me up with a nice fade. Yeah, get there. You have to. Chris Baggio, man. I love it. I love you, man. I love y'all as people. Keep it up.